Okay, so good morning, everybody. You're very welcome. People online as well. My name is Simon Ibnitsky. I chair the organising committee for the IMechE. And this is Liv Evans-Walcott. She is a member of staff at the IMechE who runs the challenge for us. I'll introduce other people in a minute. Liv, did you want to say something now then?
Yes, I'll say my piece now.
Yeah, go on then, if you.
Mine's just a few reminders. So yeah, as Simon said, I'm Liv. I work in the operations team at the IMechE, so I'll be working with the committee to put the Railway Challenge together next year. I also manage the Railway Challenge inbox, so any questions, I'll either answer them or the committee will. So yeah, just a few reminders. So I've sent the team confirmation emails out to everyone, so hopefully you've all received that. That includes some deadlines for the project plans and also your optional challenge preference order if you're a standard level team. And then the awards deadline is the 6th of December. So if you're applying, make sure you get those in. I will send some more information about the site visit that's happening on the 5th of Feb next year. So yeah, just look out for information for that. And then I'll also send a team welcome pack. I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks, so that will have more information for you as well. And that's it, I think. Handing over to Bridget now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go.
Oh, you'll go next. Okay, fine.
Yeah, thanks, Liv. Right, thank you very much, Liv. So as Liv says, if you have any questions, if you email the Railway Challenge email address, that goes to Liv and she will then either answer you straight away or forward it to one of the committee members and they will get a response. Okay, so just a few other introductions first of all, before we start. So we've done me and you've heard from Liv. So then I just wanted to introduce some of the people we've got here and mention the different teams. So obviously we have a team of judges. Head judge is Bill Reeve. Those of you who've been to the competition before will certainly know Bill. Bill can't be here today, but very pleased we've got Malcolm Dobell. Malcolm is the deputy head judge, something like that, yeah. And Malcolm knows everything there is to know about the Railway Challenge rules and tech specs, so we'll be able to answer questions on that later. We've also got some other judges. Felix Schmidt. Felix is here, one of the judges and very helpful to all of the teams. And Tim Fairbrother is here as well. Tim's name you probably will have seen if you've looked at the rules, because he chairs the rules subcommittee and pulls together all of the rules. Then, as well as judges, we have scrutineers. Obviously, you know that you have to get your locomotive through scrutineering before you can participate in the Railway Challenge. I don't think we have any scrutineers here. I sometimes help with the scrutineering, maybe others do. Head scrutineer is Tim Poole, but we'll deal with questions on scrutineering as well. Then we've got the controllers, and Bridget is here, who's the chief controller. The controllers manage all of the operations on the day and liaise with the railway itself, which is run by the Friends of Stapleford Miniature Railway. And Bridget will be talking today later on, as will Malcolm and Felix and Tim. Then I've just mentioned here FSMR. You will come across them, not here today, but if you come on the site visit and obviously on the challenge itself, the Friends of Stapleford Miniature Railway. Really helpful bunch of people. Operate the railway all year round and help us very much for the period that we're there for the challenge. Also, Martin's already introduced himself, but thanks very much to Huddersfield University for hosting us today. Martin has been part of the Railway Challenge for a long time, initially as the Sheffield team when he was at Sheffield, and now as part of the Huddersfield team. We also got a speaker from Atkins Realis, which is Atkins Realis are supporting us in providing vampire software. You probably all know about that. If you don't, Yunshi will explain it. Yunshi Zhao is here and from Atkins Realis and will explain the offering of the vampire software. And well, any questions about that will be able to answer. Right, okay. The other people that I wanted to mention, of course, which the competition wouldn't be able to take place without, are the teams. And I just thought you'd be interested. We haven't finally closed registrations yet this year, but we're pretty close, and Bridget will probably draw the line, I think. But we have, I think it's 16 in total. I think we've got, or even 17, we've got 13 or 14 entering the full competition. I've highlighted in yellow the new teams. So all of the other ones have been before, maybe not immediately last year, but in previous years. And some were previously entry-level teams and are now participating at full teams. But we've got one new team, and I hope lots of you are participating today online. You see the full list there. We've also got 3 new entry-level teams: Estaca, which is a French university near Bordeaux, Anglia Ruskin from the UK, and Monash University from Melbourne in Australia. So we are becoming very international. We've got Poznan, Aachen, IIT, Kharagpur, Nuremberg, and then these 3. So quite a lot of international teams challenging to get the trophy back out of the UK. Sheffield did a great job in bringing it back last year, but we're going to have to work hard.
Anglia hasn't quite declared UD.
Right, okay. Okay, so just very briefly, I'll run through a few words of background for those of you not so familiar with the Railway Challenge. It's a fantastic thing. We set it up within the railway division of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, the IMechE, 14 years ago now, and it's been really successful, and we're really pleased with it. Its aim really is to introduce people to the exciting world of railway engineering, young people in universities or also working in a company doing an apprenticeship or otherwise. With Nick. So annual competition, teams of engineering students studying at university or graduates or apprentices, all of the sort of specification for that, the rules are in the rules, who's eligible. Any queries, then email Liv and she'll check that with the committee. Competing, as you know, of course, to design and manufacture a real, not full size, but miniature, but with all the real railway problems, a locomotive in accordance with a set of, I've printed them out actually, they're getting bigger and bigger. So that's the rules and the tech spec now. Rules and the tech, I have printed it quite big. So in accordance with the rules and the technical specification, and we hold it at Stapleford Miniature Railway near Melton Mowbray. If you haven't been there, then you've got a treat in store when you come in February or at the competition in June. So I think I've covered that really. The aim is to make people aware of the interesting and challenging nature of railway engineering and hopefully to encourage them to see a career for themselves in railway engineering. We provided a structured environment. We provide the rules and the technical specification. We also are very happy to provide advice. You don't have to take advice as a team, but you'll probably have mentors within your institution, university or company. But we also are happy to provide mentors from the IMechE, and from the other participants if you need any support or access to any of the facilities. You'll see some of them today in Huddersfield, those of you who are here on site. It's also great fun from a networking point of view and from a social point of view. We arrange many things to do with that. And many of the past team members are really now in senior positions in railway companies around the UK or further afield. So what is the challenge? Basically, you assume that you work for a design consultancy and that you're going to produce a locomotive, a miniature locomotive. You're manufacturing a prototype, but you're also designing it for hopefully to sell to a company. That's what you do. And that's what the business case challenge is all about as you make that presentation. And then, of course, you test it against the other teams and the other prototype locomotives. Those are the rules and the technical specification. I'm sure you've looked online. I just want to mention one thing here. The rules and the tech spec haven't changed since we put them online, but we've changed one of the drawings. So just please check. It's the drawing of the loading gauge. So if you downloaded it straight away, it was only a couple of days later, but we've updated the loading gauge mainly because of the ride-on locomotive challenge that we have now, because it wasn't fully specifying sort of things quite high up. So Malcolm will be talking about that, but please make a point of just downloading that drawing. Everything is available online. The main challenges for 2025, there have been some changes. We have track-based challenges, as you probably know. I've listed them there. I'm not going to read through them. And we also have presentational challenges. The business challenge now takes place online. Others are submitting material which are either presented on the weekend of the challenge or submitted prior to that. We also have optional challenges. We started this year, worked very successfully, so they are still there. Slightly changed, and of course we've got this ride-on locomotive challenge now, which as I say, Malcolm is going to talk about. So those are the optional challenges worth 150 points. You can't get 150 points for all of them. You can do all of them if you want to, but your best scored one is the one that you get the marks from. And we do have this 100 points bonus from if you take part in the Ride on Locomotive Challenge, and that's explained in detail. We can talk about it later if you want to. The marks are broken down in a bit more detail in the rules. And then, of course, there's the entry-level challenge. Those of you who are participating in the entry-level challenge, you can only do this once the first time you enter. Basically, it's for teams who haven't yet built a locomotive or haven't got a fully working locomotive, and they take part in some of the written challenges, and there's an additional CAD challenge. And there's a separate trophy for that, trophies for each of the other challenges. Plenty of resources available. Obviously, the first port of call is the website, the Railway Challenge website. That's got lots of historical stuff. It's also got all of the documents, the rules, the technical spec, the drawings, plans of the site, some of which we'll be going through today. It's got pictures and videos from previous events, which are quite useful. And another key thing is the question and answer pages. If you have a question, you can send it in to Liv. We usually discuss that as a committee, or the rules committee will provide an answer to you. We hope to do that. We try to do that quite quickly, within a few days. You'll get an answer, but of course that will be shared with all of the other teams, just for fairness and for, well, to avoid any confusion. All of those are then on the website, so you can look at them. So if you've got a question, just have a quick look through that. We've kept the ones from previous years as well, but do bear in mind that the rules change every year. So just double check if you're referring back to a previous Q&A. All right, and then just finally from me, I just wanted to flick through the winners from previous, just to give you put us all in the spirit of it. So in 2012, the first winners were Interfleet Technology. You will see how the locomotives changed a bit. This had a petrol engine term, I guess, was it? Or petrol engine. Not many now have petrol engines, probably none, like, I guess, this coming year, but we'll see. Still have? Yeah, okay, so one then maybe. So there we are, Interfleet. 2013 Huddersfield, 2014 TfL. I think they have won it probably more times than anyone else. 2015 TfL as well, unless somebody contradicts me. Well, maybe it's the same, is it, as Interfleet? Interfleet for the second time there, 2016. Obviously, Interfleet keep changing their name every year or so, so it's a bit difficult to keep up with that. 2017 SNC level in again. 2018 winners Ricardo Rail, who kind of came and went, didn't they? Be good to have them back again. And then the first foreign competitors came and took the trophy. Fachhochschule Aachen, the fantastic locomotive. You see them there looking very happy. 2021 Huddersfield again. 2022 Aachen again. So a bit of a theme here. Then another international team, Poznan, 2023, Poznan University of Technology. 2024, University of Sheffield took it back. See them all there, very, very happy. 2025, who's it going to be? Well, it will be one of these people. So we'll see who it is. Right, okay, so that's all I wanted to say. This is the agenda here. So I'm now going to hand over. So you'll see we've got various presentations this morning up till 12:15, where we have a lunch break for the people here. Up until then, we've got presentations from, well, I think we've done me and Liv. So Bridget, you're next, and then Malcolm on the submissions. Malcolm will talk later on also about the ride on locomotive specifically. Then Yunshi will talk about the Vampire software and how that's been set up for use by the Railway Challenge team. And then we'll have plenty of time during the day. So the first slot here, questions and answers. We've got the right people here to answer any of your questions, I hope. All right, so any questions for me or Liv, first of all, before we hand over to Bridget? No? How will we know if there's any online questions?
Yeah,
You'll chip in, Martin, right? Yeah, okay.